Hello, everyone. Today I'll be presenting to you a speech about um, the American Red Cross. So to start out, I'd like to inform you about what exactly the American Red Cross is. Well, it is a humanitarian organization that provides emergency assistance, disaster relief, disaster preparedness, and education in the United States. Education for disaster preparedness. Um, they are nonprofit, meaning that they aren't paid to do this work. They function solely off of donations and volunteer work. Um, they provide this assistance and help to nations or states, even. You think of Florida or California, places where disaster is struck, natural, or maybe even unnatural. You think of like terrorism with the Twin Towers. People need help. Sudden things that happen that can't be helped. Not exactly. So the American Red Cross comes in and helps those places by giving them assistance. They have volunteers and staff workers who deliver vital services, services to sustain life even. The mission of the Red Cross is to help people who are affected by natural disasters, like I mentioned, around the world, all around the world, not just in the United States. Think of like the Dominican Republic or somewhere in Mexico or Japan, places that have dealt with natural disasters and have needed external help and immediate help to assist those people. They provide blood. Blood is one of the things they provide for like blood transfusions and things like that. People maybe who are bleeding out rapidly and who need to be given blood to keep themselves alive, because we all know this, you need blood to live. They provide care and shelter to people who have become homeless because of natural disasters, and because of their giving shelter and homes, they give hope. Hope is a great thing. It can, during natural disasters, hope can save a life. You see maybe someone who's been injured in the natural disaster, who isn't doing well. If they see that their situation is hopeless, that they have no possible way of getting back to health, it's likely that they will pass away. But the Red Cross coming in and giving them assistance and life-saving help, it gives them hope, and just the hope could save a life. You can give someone as much help as they can take, but if they don't have hope, oftentimes they give up on themselves and they die. That's just a sad truth. So they also do committees and things in communities where a natural disaster is possible, like Florida, like I mentioned. They'll have volunteers and things and lessons that are set up ahead of time where they can train volunteers to know how to help people immediately, so they're not waiting for volunteers to come in from other places and help. They are able to help immediately, help their neighbors, help set precautions if they know. Oftentimes you think of like a hurricane, you know that ahead of time, because of our modern day weather technology, that a hurricane or a tidal wave or something like a typhoon or whatnot is going to come. They can board up their windows or leave if they know their life is in danger. The Red Cross volunteers who live in those communities at times often can persuade, in a way, their neighbors and their friends what necessarily needs to happen, whether they need to leave, whether they need to board up their houses, um, find a public building or a tornado shelter even. They're able to do things like that. So that's kind of what the Red Cross does, what its purpose and what its mission is. But is it successful in its mission? Does it actually successfully help people? Well, in short, yes, it definitely does. It's been a great help in our society with people who've been in natural disasters, and needed help because of those things. It's been a great help in those. They send water, clean water, because when you have a tidal wave or a hurricane come in, that's salty seawater and it's nasty. If you drink that stuff, you're gonna get more sick than you were in the first place. Horrible, horrible stuff to drink. They provide clean drinking water, fresh water, and they bring that in and they give everyone who needs water, they give water to them. Which, I think of third world countries, which is often where things like this happen. They're already struggling to find clean, fresh water. And if it takes a natural disaster to get them clean water, that to me is sad. We should be giving that water to them, but never either way. If we have clean water that we can give to them, it shouldn't take a natural disaster to get them that water. But luckily, I'm not speaking on this, but there are organizations that are intended for giving water to third world countries who don't have wells. But that's besides the point. They provide fresh water. The Red Cross provides fresh water to hurting communities who are affected by third world countries. They send food. If you think about it this way, if your house gets destroyed in a natural disaster or like an earthquake, probably everything that's in your fridge is destroyed, and is no longer good to eat. So you need food. We have to have food to eat. The Red Cross brings in food and water and helps. And I mentioned this earlier, but they also provide clean donor blood for people who need help in that way. People who are bleeding out, if you got in an earthquake and you got punctured, cut, stabbed, something fell on you, you got crushed or whatever. Horrible, horrible situations. But if you need blood, they can provide blood to you. That's one of the things they do. And instead of sometimes I think with with nonprofit organizations, when I think of them giving money to places that's been helped, that needs help. Like I think of Florida. I think, well, are they just giving that money that's helped, and the money and the food and the water and the things that are intended for the people? Are they giving them to the people, or are they giving them to the government? Because if you're giving donations to the government to help those people, oftentimes that's not going to be used to help people. It's going to be used to build a road or build a new government building, build a bank, not what the money that I would donate is intended for. But the Red Cross does directly, through volunteers, help the hurting people, which is a great thing. The Red Cross has been very successful in what it's doing, in short. It's been very productive and helped a lot of people around the world. But why is it so effective in doing these things? Well, because it's based out of the United States, is the first thing. The United States being one of the most wealthy nations in our modern world, we are more than equipped to donate money and help people who are less fortunate than ourselves. And the United States does that. We're good at doing things like that most of the time, some of us. And also the Red Cross, American Red Cross, not just exclusive to America, but they have roughly 15 million volunteers worldwide. A lot of helpful people. People who want to help, people who can help. That's a lot of people. The volunteers are present in 192 nations, all over the world, everywhere. They help 1 in every 65 people. 1 in every 65. Large part. 1/65th. I'm not sure. Something like that. Help a lot of people. And all of this over the course of 150 plus years. They've been around for a while. They know what they're doing, and they're very helpful. Over 2 billion, with a B, billion children have been vaccinated. I did not know this until later, but the Red Cross also provides vaccination campaigns to places who aren't able to routinely at birth vaccinate their children. They provide vaccinations, and they've helped 2 billion children get the necessary vaccinations to avoid pandemics and things like that. There are over 200 million, with an M this time, million people around the world benefiting currently from assistance from the Red Cross. And more than 5,500 families have been reunited, put back together. They found their missing family members. Mom found her husband. Mom found her son. Dad found his daughter. Families reunited because of the Red Cross internationally. But does the Red Cross doing all it can? No, not really. It's not doing all it can because I'm not helping. You're not helping. Not all of us are helping. But when we help, join the Red Cross in its endeavors and efforts to help this world, this broken world, and its broken societies, it does more than it was before. We can help. The Red Cross is doing a lot, but it's not doing the most. So I implore you to help. Help with me. Donate money. Volunteer work. Donate blood. Do what you can because those people need help, and the Red Cross wants to help.